Welcome to video number 4. There's this one and then 2 more just to complete my story up till the present day. And then after that we will be doing videos of various recipes and anything else you'd like to know, any information, any stories maybe with other people as well. Let me know what you would enjoy seeing from then on. But today we need to speak about the herbs that I've been taking since the beginning of my diagnosis. The herbs, as you know, I am a herbalist, and the herbs have always played an important role in my life, and no more so than now. What the herbs that I take mainly do is look after my immune system, strengthen it, as well as keep my blood thin. And I'll tell you more about that as well. And then the third thing is to lessen my anxiety. So we'll speak about all of that and inflammation markers as well. So we'll speak about all of that now. So as I've said, the herbs have always played an important role. And the one that my herbalist suggested right from the beginning is something called Essiac tea, Essiac. I have mentioned it before on various platforms, but I would like to just speak a bit more about it here. It's made up of burdock root, Indian rhubarb, slippery elm, and I always forget the last one, sheep sorrel. These 4 herbs they were put together by a nurse up in Canada who found that they worked to great effect with people who had various types of cancers, mainly tumorous cancers. And so it was looking after the liver mainly and bringing down inflammation markers and keeping the blood as clean as possible. So it's made differently to the others. This particular one is always drunk as a tea. It is the best way to take it because then from the mouth all the way down, your body is absorbing various aspects and various parts of those plants. And every part of our absorption system plays a different role. So the tea will it helps it go down, reach all those places, if you like. I'm going to try and make it as user-friendly language as possible. Also mainly because I enjoy user-friendly language myself. I have it every morning. When I first started, I had it morning and evening. And it's just 1/4 cup of the tea. And then you keep it in the fridge because you make enough to last a week. And you take 1/4 cup and then you put another 1/4 cup of warm or hot water into it and sip that. I do it first thing in the morning before I have anything else. And it's just to help flush any of the toxins out of my body that have accumulated. It's also a good time for the liver to do a bit of work or to be nourished, if you like, nurtured. Taking it in the evening, I used to take it just before bed. So it was after meals, probably around an hour after the meal. So that it was the last thing I had at night. This it does definitely help keep the immune system strong. It also helps keep the blood clean. As I said, its main function is looking after the liver. And the liver is an important part of our body for getting rid of toxins and the unwanted waste. Then I take a couple of adaptogens. The first one I started with was astragalus. Again, this one I think was given to me by my nutritionist at the time. She told me about how important it was. And then my herbalist agreed with that. Astragalus it's a Chinese herb, it's a Chinese root, and it's been used for centuries to help someone after they've been ill. It helps build up the body again. So when your immune system's taken a great whack, you've had a big operation, you've had a bad bronchitis, or any kind of illness that has really brought down your entire immune system, astragalus is the one that's always used to help build you up. The good thing about astragalus is it's an adaptogen, and therefore it works with your body. So my body would react differently to the astragalus to what your body would how your body would react, because it adapts to what our body most needs. I just want to check that I've said everything here. Because it is a safe herb, it can be used without a break. But I normally take a break every 2 months, and I normally just give a week's break. Just because as a herbalist we learn that taking a break from a herb helps the body not to get too used to it, and therefore not really work with it as well as it had before. The other adaptogen that I do take is ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is more, it helps with the nervous system. It is also an adaptogen, as I said, but it helps with the depression, the anxiety, it also does help with the immune system. Most herbs help with the immune system, to be quite honest. So that one I take on and off. I don't take regularly. I normally take it in tincture form. A tincture is a herbal extract. The herb's been extracted in an alcohol water mix. And I take it once a day. I normally take it in the morning, and every now and then when I'm not feeling too bright, I will take it twice a day. The next one I take is Sutherlandia. Sutherlandia is also known as cancerbush, kankerbosie. Those are the 3 words that I use most, although there are many words that it's known by. Cancerbush, Sutherlandia, has been used before we even got here. It is a South African herb it grows in the wild in the Cape area. It loves the mountainous, dry, rocky kind of soil. And because people have tried to cultivate it, it has been taken overseas and people do grow it, but the properties seem to be far more advantageous when it is grown in the wild. So it is one plant that I always, it's my go-to for any types of cancer, any types of wasting diseases such as TB, HIV, especially when HIV gets to the AIDS stage. It does help. It works as a tonic, and it is being researched. I think it's it's either the Cape University or Stellenbosch. One of those. Forgive me for not making sure before this video. And those researchers, they continue. It's research and getting good proper answers take a long time. So it is a herb that I swear by. I do find that taking Sutherlandia, again, I take it in tincture form. I used to take it in herb form, and if you can take it in a tea, when I say herb form, tea form, it is better, because again, your mouth is getting a lot of that absorption. It's a bitter herb, and so it gets absorbed in different on different receptors, if you like, inside the mouth before going down to the stomach. But I take it in a tincture form just for convenience sake, because I am taking so many herbs. And the herbs that I take as teas are those that I don't need so often. I don't need on a daily basis. And those ones I can swap in and out with others. The Sutherlandia, as I say, what I prefer the most about it is that it is a tonic. So it does help with energy. It does help with just your general helping your body to cope with a lot of the extra things that it has to deal with when it's dealing with an illness that takes a lot out of your body system. Then one that I started taking later on was ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba is one that is often used for memory. But the thing that it does the best is it keeps the blood thinner. Multiple myeloma is known to cause what they call sticky blood. And with the blood being thicker, it clots more easily, and those clots make their way into your eye. You can go blind with the tiny clots, so you always have your eyes checked. It can go into your lungs. You know, all the normal things that blood clots can do, it can do. So the ginkgo is one of the herbs that I use. So if you have to have an operation, the herbs that I would stop taking, or I do stop taking, are the ginkgo biloba and the Sutherlandia, because both of those do help thin the blood. The ginkgo also, as I said, it does help with memory because it allows better blood flow up into the brain. And I do find that I do need that. The memory, I'm not sure whether it's just age-related, stress-related, or related to my disease. So it doesn't matter what it is because the ginkgo helps anyway. Then there's the burdock root tincture. Now, when I'm having a break from the essiac tea, I will have the burdock root. And it's just because the burdock root keeps working on the liver. A burdock root is in the essiac tea, so I don't do it too often. And then the burdock root tincture does last me a while because I will have it for the week that I'm not having the essiac tea. But it is, again, that one I'm using just to help my liver, to keep my liver as functioning as possible. My brother started making me a fresh dandelion tincture using the entire herb from root to leaves, to stems, the whole thing. And this has been excellent. He doesn't make it often because, sure, he's got to go and find the dandelions. And the problem with it being a fresh root, very often you can't collect it from the side of the road because the municipality may have sprayed weeds. It also, all the exhaust fumes, diesel fumes, petrol fumes, that would affect the constituents inside the dandelion. So if there are dandelions in the garden, I don't put weed killer on my garden. I like the birds to do their thing. So my grass is not beautiful, pristine lawn. My lawn is various weeds, if you like, but a lot of those weeds are herbs, such as the chickweed and the dandelion. Those are two that don't cause too many problems. The dandelion, the entire one, it's full of nutrition and is excellent for inflammation, for reducing inflammation throughout the entire body. Definitely you feel the difference. When there is no full spectrum or full plant dandelion tincture, I do take the dandelion leaf tea, so that there is some form of anti-inflammatory happening within my body. I am looking at all of these because I don't want to miss any of the herbs that I'm telling you about. Then with nutrition, I do take the alfalfa powdered herb. Again, if you follow some of my other platforms, I have mentioned this. And I add it to smoothies, to soups in winter, to stews in winter, even to curries, soups, what else? Well, any of those things. Even, those are the ones I use, the dried herb. If I'm feeling energetic enough, I will make some alfalfa sprouts. I have a lovely little sprouting container, and I've got the seeds, and I do the alfalfa sprouts, and then those I will have either in a salad, or I'll have them with butter on some sourdough bread. Delicious, absolutely delicious. I find all various ways to have it. The reason is alfalfa is full of nutrition, full of vitamins, minerals, amino acids. It really is what I like to call my particular personal superfood, because it's very readily available and you can make it yourself. When I say that, I mean you make the sprouts. And if I'm in a big rush, but I still want to have some of the benefits, I will just take half a teaspoon of the powdered herb, put it on my tongue, and drink it down with a full glass of water. And yes, it works, and I enjoy doing that. Now I'm going to speak more about the cannabis that I spoke about a little bit in the last week's video. If you like, my therapist, this particular therapist, he has told me rather to call it FECO, F-E-C-O, which stands for Full Spectrum Cannabis. Full Spectrum, oh gosh. Sorry, let me just find it now. Full Plant Extract Cannabis Oil. And it's because it's using the full plant. So there is the cannabinoids, and there are also the terpenes, and both of them have a role to play. The cannabinoids will stick to some of the receptor cells, well, to all of our cells which have the receptor for the cannabinoid. I think I should read this because it's very important, and I asked him for the information so that I could give it to you properly, so if with your permission. So it's full plant spectrum, means that all the terpenes and cannabinoids are included in the extract product, allowing many different compounds that assist the body towards homeostasis. Now, homeostasis is when the body defense and healing mechanisms are in full operation. This is achieved via the cannabinoid receptors on every cell in the body. So each cell is reset for apoptosis. Apoptosis means the death of the cell. It's a natural death of the cell, which happens naturally. And so it would also then kill off the cancer cells, which then hopefully would not regrow. So that's the principle behind that. Research is being done at this moment for the benefits of cannabis oil, or the FECO, on multiple myeloma itself. And then there's also lots of tests being done on how does it help build up bones, how does it help with inflammation, with everything. So there are ongoing tests being done. My therapist, he has his own farm, and he grows it himself, and he extracts it himself. He knows that it's organic. He knows that it is heritage plant. It's not. It is not. They are really good plants. But what I can tell you, so that's all the little scientific part about it. But what I can tell you is how it's helped me. It's a honey oil, which is like it's put in a syringe because it's quite thick. So you need to take just a tiny little rice grain, not a short grain rice, not a long grain rice, kind of just a normal rice grain, And I take 1 grain in the morning and then 1 in the evening. Now the one that he was giving me is a mixed strain, which meant that there were various plants that he had put together, and it's very good. It's excellent, but it makes me sleep. So I can't take it in the morning, because what was happening was that I was feeling tired in the day and wasn't able to get work done. So I do take it at night. And then I asked him, does he have anything? Because I'm not able to take it in the morning. And to reach homeostasis, you do need to take it regularly twice a day to get up to the full, the full amount that is therapeutic. So he said, okay, he's going to give me a single strain sativa plant extract. And that one should be, it shouldn't make me as tired. And it works fantastically. If you remember last week, I told you about the referred nerve pain that I was having. Now this FICO definitely helps with that referred nerve pain. It helps a lot. So what I'm going to say now is that taking the FICO helps with pain. It helps with anxiety. It helps me to sleep really well at night. And it helps me to function during the day. I'm feeling good because I'm less anxious during the day. I'm able to function better. For example, yesterday I had a panic attack. It was one of those overwhelming days where my heart started racing. I started crying. It felt like I was having a heart attack. It felt like I couldn't breathe. And I had to take a little bit of valerian just to bring me down to normal. And then I was able to take the FICO, the single strain, which then helped calm me down for the rest of the day. Who knows why we have panic attacks? I think sometimes we just get an overwhelm of all the emotions and we don't know what to do with them. And so it happens, So, yes, that's what I want to say. If there's anything else would like to ask me about the FICO, please do, because I don't think I've done it justice. All I can tell you is it really and truly works for me on so many levels. And I have a friend who I know that it helps her as well, and it helps her on so many levels as well. I would also like to say that I've, of course, add fresh herbs to my food. So here I'm getting the garlic. Lots of garlic every day. I love garlic. I don't know how everyone else feels around me having to smell garlic, but that's something they have to deal with. I love the garlic, and garlic is also very good for helping with cancer patients. I don't know how it helps because I haven't looked it up. I just take it because I've been told. Ginger, cayenne pepper, black pepper, which helps as an analgesic, helps with a lot of pain as well. And being analgesic, it also helps a lot with the nerve pain. Other ones I have growing in my garden are thyme, rosemary. Rosemary grows beautifully down here, so I love having a rosemary tea. It's a fresh rosemary tea or a fresh thyme tea. Thyme goes in most of my food, and every single herb plays an important role. I'm not going to talk about every single one here, but what I am going to do is in the description box below, when it says the heading and then you press more, that description comes down. I'm going to link all of the herbs to a page on our website that'll help give you a little bit more information, and then you can always ask questions from there. The other part of herbs that I'd like to talk about are the essential oils. Essential oils, most of them are extracted, steam distilled from herbs. So here, from the beginning, before I started with the FICO, I was using lavender, just a drop on each side of my pillow to help me at night to sleep. Because the thing is, I would wake up in the middle of the night. I still do sometimes, but not as often. I normally sleep right through now. But I'd wake up in the middle of the night with all those worries going round and round and round in my head, and I couldn't sleep. So that lavender would really help. And the other thing I was taking, and I do still take every now and then, is the valerian, which does help with just a quick sleep, to get to sleep quickly if I have woken up during the night. But as I say, it's not happening that often. This was, as I say, before I started the FICO. But there are herbs that you may want to try. The other essential oil is frankincense. I use that for my anxiety. And I also I add it to an oil, it's a fractionated coconut oil, and rub it on my pulse points. And I also put some on my finger and put it to the roof of my mouth. There's a thing called a blood-brain barrier, and the skin and the little veins that are up on the top of the roof of your mouth are quite close. And so the fractionated coconut oil helps the frankincense to be absorbed. It sort of like carries the oil, if you like, into the bloodstream that way. And I don't always do it, but when I do it, I've been taking a drop a day in the mornings, and I do find that it does just add another layer of calm, if you like. So everyone, if you see me all calm and smiling, and it's because the herbs are working. Let's just put it that way. There's also a series that I've formulated. We call it the Be series, and it's Be Brave. Now, the Be Brave has got essential oils in it that help with those times when I am over anxious, when I just need a little bit of extra help. I rub it into the palms of my hand, rub my hands together, and then cup my hands over my nose and breathe in deeply. Be Brave helps me when I need to be brave. I have to go for an MRI in a couple of months' time, and the machine, I'm used to it, but I still don't like it because it's a full body scan, so they put the full cage right over your body, and so I do take some of the Be Brave with, and it does help get me through those times. I'm able to rather meditate inside the noisy MRI machine rather than let my brain go crazy. Then the next one is Be Focused. Be Focused does help me when I need to concentrate. The brain does take a beating. And again, as I said before, I'm not sure if it's anxiety or whether it's maybe, I don't know what it is. But I find that the Be Focused does help me. If I'm wondering and can't settle, I will do the same thing, rub it into the palms of my hands, cup over my nose and mouth, breathe in deeply, and it does help me to focus more. The third one is Be Grounded. It's very easy for me to get into my head, worry, what if, what about, but, the whole lot. It goes on almost constantly. And the Be Grounded just helps bring me back. The oils are lovely grounding oils, woody scents that just help me to calm down. It feels as if my feet are planted firmly on the ground. The fourth one is, I call it Be Less Stressed, and it really does help with high stress. I won't say anxiety, high stress. So when I've got deadlines to meet, when I'm feeling very lonely, when my disease seems to be in my face and I'm waiting for blood tests, all of those that cause a lot of stress in my life, I will use the Be Less Stressed. And then the fifth and last one of the series is called Be Tranquil, and you could think of it as your aromatherapeutic Xanax. It really helps with anxiety. Anxiety levels when they get out of hand. There's a lot of life events that cause high anxiety. And sometimes that anxiety becomes so much so that there's no way of coping. You just feel overwhelmed. And then I find that the Be Tranquil just helps the overwhelm to become more manageable. and I'm calmer and then able to do what I need to do. So those are the herbs and the extracts that I use on my journey. There are others. For example, today I'm drinking stinging nettle. I just feel like it. It's lovely. It just cleans the body out. It's refreshing. Got a slightly minty flavor. I enjoy it. And other days I will have the dandelion leaf tea. And I think those are the two that I'm having at the moment the most. And green tea. Green tea is better than black tea. It's higher in antioxidants. So I have green tea with lemon, green tea with peppermint, green tea with honey. So a lot of green tea as well. This is when I'm not on one of my coffee stints. But at the moment I'm doing pretty good and I'm on my teas. So that's my story for today. And I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have stayed to the end, please can I ask that you press the subscribe button. I've had a button added. You'll see it here in the bottom corner. It will be your right-hand corner. If you just tap on that, it will tell you you can subscribe, making it much easier for you. So just tap on that little button, subscribe to the channel for me. Please, if you have liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It does really help with the algorithm. And then if you want to be notified of my next video, which will be about different modalities that I've used, various modalities through the past 7 years, then that will be in next week's video. So thank you so much for being here, and bye for now.